Are you wondering why you're on the wait list for your dream colleges? I'll be covering that today, as well as some statistics on top colleges for waitlist acceptances. I've had so many students reach out to me from these waitlist videos and my articles about how do I get a better letter of continued interest? What's wrong with my application? Why didn't I get in? And to be fair, a lot of you have great backgrounds, great GPA, have extracurriculars, very much leadership involvement. However, I've noticed some trends in your applications that you could probably mention in your letter of continued interest. Before I do that, let me introduce myself. I'm Tiffany Fu. For those of you that are new to my channel, I'm a college and career coach. I help high school students plan out their college path as well as professionals figure out their career interests as well. So go ahead and subscribe because I cover all things college and career here. Before I share the reasons, let's quickly go over some waitlist data that you've all been requesting. Here we go. Bernard College, 12% acceptance rates. Dartmouth for 2021 to 2022 was 0%. No one got off the wait list. But in 2020 and 2021 was 5%. Take that with a grain of salt though, because that was during COVID time. I think you can probably average it out to 2.5%. Rice University, less than 1%. Harvey Mudd, 4%. John Hopkins, also less than 1%. Boston University, only 3 people got off, so less than 1% as well. Purdue, about 19 got off the wait list, less than 1%. Washington, UW, Seattle, so 8%, a little bit higher than the others. And then Williams College, less than 1% as well. Only 1 student got off. The rest are not available. I checked the common data set and they didn't have an end count. So I took a screenshot of NYU, for instance. You can see that the wait list, it is available, but they don't put a number next to it. Same thing for Columbia. They have a wait list, but blank information, unfortunately. So you can see what your likelihood of getting off the wait list looks like. But once again, I do recommend that you write that letter of continued interest and let me share what the trends I've been seeing that are missing from your applications that you can put into your letter. I want to caveat that this video is not meant to make you feel bad that there's something missing or you could have done something better in your application. It's more to identify opportunities to highlight in your letter of continued interest to heighten your application overall. So I just want to make that really clear. Everything's water under the bridge because you already submitted your applications, okay? The reason you're likely on the wait list is you didn't look at what the colleges are looking at in your application. So what I mean by that is, are you looking at the values that they're prioritizing when they're reviewing your application? I'll use UCLA for example, since it's one of the top applied to universities. Here we go. So I just typed in UCLA freshman review and you click on application review process for freshmen. And you should be doing this for all universities, for anyone else that's listening that is going to be applying, or if you're applying to future higher education as well. And you want to scroll down to see what they're looking for. And here, beyond looking at the grades point average, most of you that are on the wait list are already really qualified academically. It's more so around how are you going to match or complement the qualities that they're looking for in an applicant. So leadership ability, are you writing about that in your application? Character, motivation, tenacity, initiative. Are you showing initiative in your application? Originality, being creative, intellectual independence, being responsible, insightful, mature, demonstrated concern for the community. So a lot of you that do community service, how are you demonstrating this? But also showing that you're flexing your creativity, skills, and unique leadership as well in creating these events, for instance. Now, mind you, I know this is super broad and you're like, oh, maybe I did show some responsibility and independence. However, I've seen some of your applications where you're speaking about the same club organization for 2 of your essays. You want more variety. You want to show different sides of yourself. And I've seen students that show more their personal side oftentimes have better results in their applications as well. So let me give you an example by looking at what UCLA values beyond these characteristics. So we're going to go to UCLA Common Data Set. I've been talking about the common data set a lot lately, and I'm going to show you real time how they're looking for this. So I'm going to go to look at what they're looking for in a freshman. So a lot of these common data sets, they have a section right here, for instance. Let me zoom in for you all. That says relative importance of each of the following academic and non-academic factors in first-time, first-year degree-seeking freshmen. So what do they look for? Rigorousness of your classes. Are you taking APs, honors? Most of you already have since you're on the wait list. Academic GPA, easy. Application essay is super important to UCLA. Hence, those characteristics we just saw that I showed you, that's what you need to be embedding in your essays. They also look at extracurricular activities. How are those characteristics coming out in your activities? Talent and ability, character and personal qualities, volunteer work, work experience. So once again, look back at your application, do a quick synopsis. Okay, this essay I wrote about my characteristic of being creative. Great, check. And then you want to look back at the different factors that your school's interested in. So here, write this down like a list. One, leadership, two, character, three, motivation, and then do a checklist off of your application. Am I getting this? If there's anything that you're missing, say for instance, tenacity. How am I showing tenacity in different lights? At home, as the older sibling, or whatever the case is, you need to be able to show it in different lights. So go ahead and do that. And I promise you, you will likely be able to see, oh, there's an area that I could have highlighted a little bit more. So once you're writing your LOCI, go ahead and embed those missing factors, and it will really add to your application. Another factor that I see that is missing is students are not telling the admissions officers their holistic situation. So let me show you one of the students I met recently. This is their transcript. Nearly perfect grades, but you see in grade 10 especially that it seems like they struggled in calculus as well as chemistry, and then the next year, grade 11, they took almost all AP classes and got A's. So that makes me think, as an admissions officer, what happened in grade 10? And in their application, they didn't explain what happened. You can add this in your additional comment section if you have context. Alternatively, it could be very much that they're not good at calculus. But in talking to the student, we uncover that they were dealing with a lot of personal turmoil, but they didn't give light into that. So that is likely another contribution as to why they're on the wait list, because they're nearly there. It's just we didn't get the entire picture. So if that's something on your side where you didn't highlight certain areas that could have been a question mark for an admissions officer, go ahead and add that into your LOCI. If you want that LOCI template, go ahead and look at my description down below, and there's some videos that I detail how to write one. Also, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe, because I spend a lot of time looking at data. So subscribing is completely free for you, and it'll help me out a lot. Go ahead and like this video as well. And if you have any comments or questions, go ahead and put them down below. I also have a Facebook group if you want to ask questions there too. I check it very often, and I'm pretty fast with feedback. Okay, I'm wishing you so much good luck, and you got this.